And here we go. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, all my friends, my dear friends, boys, girls, genders in between, wolves, bears, bulls, everybody, everyone who's tuning in. You guys are part of a big group, a family to me. And I love you all. I hope you guys are doing all right. Yes, yeah, awesome. I hope you guys are doing great. Those are crazy times. So, yeah, yesterday, obviously, I got a little too hyped up. At first glance, I was expecting this to look like a pump and dump. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you very much. Um, like I said during the stream, my prognosis, or what I was expecting to confirm for it to be a pump and dump, was reaching those higher levels and trying to see the price hold at these areas. Now, what happened? Price went higher, um, broke out of the green box, and even found some support on the green box to go in and put even a higher high, a new all-time high, and everything that comes with it. Now, where did I get fooled? Yeah, I must admit, I saw that Elon Musk tweet, and yeah, I'm human, and I should stay away from those news updates because those are just there to set a bias in the back of your mind, and this is basically what you at all costs need to stay away from. So yeah, big lesson learned, big lesson confirmed. This is why usually I never bring up news updates and all those releases and stuff, because it just sets for a bias. And maybe on a long term, as a long-term investor, those things are fun to look at. They give you hopium, they give you some sort of comfort and stuff. But if you are a day trader, the only thing that actually matters is the chart, what you read from the chart, and where you set the levels and your strategy accordingly. And this is basically one of those days that actually proves this to the T. So let's draw back again, and let's get back to regular TA analysis, because this entire move basically it has some continuation. It has a lot of buyers and sellers that stepped in and that created a new set of levels. So this is fun because we can start to analyze this once again. Okay, so I'm going to roll this beautiful introduction, this intro, and then let's dive in together and let's see what we can come up with. Awesome, beautiful coffee. I love you. Well, maybe I love you just as much as all you guys. I don't know. This must be weird to say. Cool. So we're back. We're back on track. First thing first, we're gonna have a little bit of first glance analysis. The few first prominent things that pop into our eyes. And the first thing that I do notice is right here on the 1 hour chart, we do have a setup of 3 bearish divergences. Number 1, this is something that we can clearly see. Now, number 2, which is also very prominent, that is right here and right here, we do have what seems to be a bullish divergence, and actually also a rather big one. Now, we're a little bit between fire and ice, and now what we're gonna do is just zoom out, go over to the higher time frames, and have a look and see what kind of, where the dominant trend could, where the dominant divergence actually could start to take over. Oh, another thing that I noticed and I forgot to mention is the stochastics right here. They had been cornered until this area, and right now we see a break of momentum. Okay, now what does this mean? Does this mean that we're going down all the way? No, that's a little too premature to say. What does this matter is that actually the price is going to start looking for a new area of support, which could be anywhere on all these levels. But we're gonna have to yeah, Bruno, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, there could be a correction coming. Maybe it could also be that this is the area of support that price is going to hold. Yeah, everything is possible. But we're gonna have to analyze a little bit further. I do my analysis live, so I haven't gone too much in deep before starting the stream because I want to keep this thing as real as possible. My intention is not just is not to give you guys targets to follow and targets to play. What I want to do is share some insight in how I would go my way to analyze this thing so you can do these analysis for yourself. Okay, so yeah, don't come here to hear me shout targets. Even like yesterday when I expressed my opinion, maybe I should not have done that. Maybe I should not have read this Elon Musk tweet, because basically this has nothing to do with the kind of content that I'm trying to push. My content is more about showing you what we actually need to do in order to get a better picture of the chart. Because if you want to day trade, then, you know, actually tweets and thingies are just... yeah, thank you, Gail. Wait, I'm going to answer the questions a little bit later. Just wait. So yeah, what I'm trying to show you is actually how to analyze the chart, because as day traders, tweets and all those news actually don't really, they shouldn't really matter for you trading the motions up and down. Okay, so that was the point I was trying to make. So Charles, have I noticed you've noticed that the price drops during the evening hours of is there any contributing factor? Actually, no. You could say that the world has different time zones, and during the evening hours for GMT1 actually starts the day for the US. So yeah, you have to think about every one of those major global areas wakes up at a different time. They start looking at the chart and they start making their trades. So potentially, usually, you have this nice up and down motion, and that's where it also comes from, because Bitcoin is being traded 24/7. So if one side like Europe has been trading up and then the US wakes up and they see that it's at a nice high, then the US will be trading it down. And then comes the East, China, Japan and stuff, and they see that the US has been trading down, so they will start trading up. And this is what actually also motivates this motion of up and downs and support and resistance areas. So all this kind of makes a lot of sense as long as we are in a trendy situation. Of course, right here, there is a lot of hype, and yeah, like I said, I should not have been looking at the hype. Just trading the chart is usually what gets me on the right track. But hey, you know, I'm human. We're all human. Live and learn. And hey, Nomas, hi, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. It's been a long time. Well, yeah, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, another thing that I'm seeing right here is that potentially, um, we could start seeing right here a lower low and a lower low confirming this motion. So that would basically mean that we do not need to look at this one anymore. Um, Now, of course, does this mean that that it's confirmed? Not as long as the candle hasn't closed. And does that mean that the price is going to tank all the way down? Also not, because potentially, we could still see price move up and find some resistance or find a new support area. Like I said, the best thing, especially in those kind of markets right now, is to go just level by level, and don't go for the big jackpot, because usually you either have to know that you're going to be right, you have to be lucky, or it's going to be super scary. It's usually one of these. But hey, 10 more minutes, this candle closes, and then maybe we will know already a little bit more. But let's look at the 3-hour chart. What does the 3-hour chart show us? Basically, potentially, the local low that the 3-hour chart is looking at is this one. So comes in line with this local low here on the price action. So we're gonna have to take a look at this one, and of course we need to keep our eyes also on the top area. On the top area, what we see is that this area here was the local high. This one is sitting lower while the price made a higher high. So potentially this could be a bearish divergence, as long as price manages to close below this area over here. That's going to be an important one, but the 3-hour chart basically still has 2 hours to go. So yeah, very exciting times, I would say. So don't bet the farm just yet, but I have a feeling that more clarity is going to come our way. On the 3-hour chart, what do we see as well is that the stochastics over here are slowly starting to curl over. Now we know that the stochastics also can keep snaking up in the high range, so this does not mean a lot just yet, but potentially something to keep our eyes on, because literally rejecting the bullish control zone over here could initiate some more pushing down to the lower areas. And what will those lower areas be? Well, potentially, if we break this one, if we break the 44,000, then potentially it's all the way back down to 38,000, which in itself is not a really bad thing, because all it means is just setting a higher low and, you know, potentially back for some more uptrend, which is actually astonishing. After this entire move, I have to admit that I was not expecting it. But yeah, this is the land of cryptocurrencies, guys. There are no set rules. Yeah, this is just the way the market moves. So now let's remove all the boxes. Let's start fresh, and let's see what we can figure out as new levels, key areas of interest. And we're gonna blank all this out. Here we go. A fresh new chart. Awesome. So let's what do we start with? Let's start with the low, with the local low over here. let's do this one first. Let's get this one out of the way. So on the 1 hour chart, the RSI is sitting at 32.5. So 32.5. And we got a 41,200. So let's make a little boxy box area, and 41,200. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. I'm also going to set a horizontal ray so that you can see the levels being marked on the price bar over here. And now let's go with, well, potentially we don't really need to read this one out anymore, but I'm gonna do it anyways, just for fun. Let's make it as transparent as possible. This RSI level is sitting at 67.5. Let's do it, 67.5. And this is sitting all the way up at 48,800. Yeah, this is pointless. This means nothing. Okay. Well, you know, sometimes you just need to try and see where she rides. Now let's go with the medium one of this setting of three local highs. The middle one is sitting at 83.8. Let's see what this gives us on the upper hand, and this is going to be a crazy range. Wow, 60,000. That's madness. 59,200, guys. So I'm gonna have to put it from here. 59. How crazy is that? Oh, well, let's make another ray. And you know what, guys? For all these super wide ranges, I'm going to have to bore you to death and go over the higher time frames and compare this, because we need to narrow these things a lot more down. Yeah, Bruno, hey, you know, it's I'm literally doing this live, you know. So yeah, sometimes, like, look at this range. Like, basically, you know what this means? On a 1 hour chart, a 1 hour chart should just keep going, and this is the area where continuation can be expected. Every move, every kind of move up over here is basically price discovery, and once it starts to reject, it really could be a big one. That's the madness of what this box basically means. um, Gil, do you have problems seeing the numbers in the chart? I don't think I can make them any bigger. Yeah, maybe it's the resolution, but I don't think I can adjust the resolution to a sharper one as long as I'm streaming. You know what? I will read the levels once I'm done with the analysis. How's that for a deal? In the meanwhile, guys, there is a new code popping up. Get your instant tab ready, and yeah, and get your codes. In the meanwhile, I can answer some questions and stuff. So get your tokens, The code for now is WO-5YF6R. 5YF6R. All right, let me clean up this this gibberish over here. So yeah, Bruno, basically, like I said before, I was expecting a high volatility area, a period of extreme crazy volatility, where price could make big moves, either one direction or the other. Now, we had a crazy big move to the upside, resulting in now a formation of 3 bearish divergent strikes. Now the question is, what is going to follow? How are we going to analyze this? And on the 1-hour chart, the 1-hour chart seems completely lost. Like this range, you know, I'm going to look at higher time frames, because I'm pretty sure higher time frames are going to print a completely different picture. Yeah, I was expecting crazy volatility, especially because of all the hype that was coming into the market. That makes it completely crazy. Yeah, Gil, yeah, for later. What do you mean? Yeah, I will read all the levels, all the numbers later when I'm done analyzing, and when we have a little bit of a more clear picture, something that we can base something on. And but remember to do the analysis for yourself, because you'll see, if in half an hour I do the same reads, probably and potentially it could already have changed and adjusted a little bit. This reverse RSI calculator that I use also uses the actual price at the time as a reference point. So it's very important to keep that in mind. Okay, these things do move around a lot. So let me have a look. Looks like the price is pushing a little bit down again. Yeah, we are going to see crazy volatility. That's for sure. Wow. It is impressive. Cool. So what do we see also on a 1-hour chart? Now that this candle here has closed, like I said, this formation here gives a little more hope for continuation to the downside. And what we also see is that actually price has pierced under the EMA 21. Usually what does happen is the EMA 21 can serve as some support, and breaking below can turn it, I said can, potentially, turn it into a resistance line, bringing us down to the next EMA of interest, which is the 55. So yeah, let's see what is going to happen as it is happening live, guys. This is awesome. This is great learning opportunity. I really love this. Now let's go over to the higher time frames, and let's continue with the analysis. So the high end over here is sitting at 80 point, let's say 80.8, 80.8. And what do we get? Whoops. This is 53,400, 500. Okay, see this, the higher time frames are a little bit more skeptical on that area. But yeah, as you can see, it moves a lot. Let's go with 500 sharp. Doesn't need to be all the way to the T. There we go. Afterwards, we're also going to do even the 5-hour chart, maybe even look at the very long term, the 12-hour, the daily and stuff, because the more information we can find, the more we are going to find areas that actually line up. And remember that everything in this green box is also price discovery. This is new territory for the price where no resistance lines are actually present. Okay, so there's a lot of things to consider looking at this chart as it is. Now the low end is sitting at 43.85. Let's go with 43.9. And this tells us 40,750, and the 1 hour said 41,250. You know what? Let's go with 41 and call it the day. There we go. Okay. This is nice. Now let's see what is going to happen. This low end. Could we also take a look at this one? Well, for now, I think all this is a little too far into the future. We have risen so much. I'd rather stick right now to these ranges because I think those are the ones that are most important for the time being. Now, let's look at this entire structure here, which is also a very, very interesting one. And the high end is sitting at 78.6. This is the 5-hour chart. Oh, 78.6. This one brings us all the way down to 50. Okay. This is, see how these lines are right now, completely in disagreement. And this is actually to be expected because price has risen so quickly that every different time frame you would look at would potentially have another read. So yeah, the more dominant ones, the 5-hour chart closing under in the bottom half of the green box and rejecting the green box would literally mean a strong push to the downside. Closing above it, it depends if it's a 3-hour chart or a 1-hour chart closing in the upper area, then still we could expect quite some downtrend. But if it's the 5-hour chart closing above here, obviously continuation is in order. So it's going to be really, really important to differentiate where those different reads come from. And this is where you could quickly go wrong. So you know what? I'm going to make these two different boxes just to make sure that it's obvious that they have different reads from a different time frame. So something like this. And then this one turns yellow as well. All right. There we go. Good. Now the low end, I don't expect this to be a lot different. Yeah, 41,500. Let's keep it at 41,000. This is beautiful. All right, cool. So this would be the first thing to do, just putting our potential areas for bullish and bearish divergences, which is what we've done. And now let's look a little bit further down the line. So what do we have here as well? This is the 10-hour chart. On the 10-hour chart, I'm not going to do too much analysis of RSI and things, because it moves so slow. Basically, you can see that already we have been creating a higher high on the price action, but still maintaining the lower high on the RSI. So yeah, from here on out, price should have to really keep going up, and especially not breaking this low of 38,000, because once it does that, that means it's a full-on rejection, and then, you know, things are going to turn for the worst a lot faster than we could foresee it coming. I don't even think that this support line would actually even hold anymore. But on the other hand, yeah, seeing as how price is sitting pretty high, RSI is sitting pretty high, you know, we're gonna have to keep our eyes on this. This is the make or break situation once again. Another thing, stochastics on the 10-hour chart do seem like they are getting cornered once again. Now, there still is quite some range to go until we are completely maxed out. Let's see if we can draw another trend line that fits the bill. Sometimes we can, sometimes we just can't. What does this say? Does this look plausible? It does. It does look very, very plausible. Having a test over here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So potentially the upper one is looking rather strong. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to make it green. So this is potentially an area to keep our eyes on, even if price keeps going up. How long is it going to hold this area? Let me have a look. On the price, on the volume action, still massive, massive range to go. We can sometimes draw these trend lines on the volume action, which could, in its term, indicate where the huge, massive drop is going to happen. The further down the line, the more cornered into this descending triangle, the more likely the big move is going to happen. So as long as this trend line is holding, things could potentially start to calm down a little bit. And what does this mean? If price would actually start to come down, we need to remember that a lot of people have been trapped in these positions right now, especially shorters, people who have been shorting, let's say here, and still did not let go their position. You know, people who have shorted here, potentially, yeah, they already were able to get out again if that's what they were wanting to do, or just even add on to their short, or God knows what, still hold on to it. But if price starts to make its way back up, those guys here potentially could start letting go their shorts again, pushing the price up again. So the shorters closing their positions is actually basically as if somebody was adding a long position. So those guys, we are also gonna have to keep our eyes on these levels right here. What is going to happen? Oh my God, this looks like a dirty drawing. I'm so sorry. So yeah, like I said, this is a make or break situation happening right here in front of our eyes. Now, on the other hand, if price starts to move down here, again, another bunch of shorters, and I'm not gonna draw the second circle. Looks too nasty. I'm so sorry. You know, I might get demonetized. Think you all know what kind of drawing I'm talking about, right? So I'm sorry. So yeah, once price is reaching down here, again, a lot of shorters who held on for dear life, which really I have a lot of respect for, and finally see a chance to get out at a break even. There is going to be thank you, Bruno. There is going to be a group of shorters that actually is going to let go. So again, long pressure up again. So yeah, you know, this is why I said that this is the area right here where potentially technical analysis is really going to start to shine. So what we're gonna do is we are going to set some trend lines, some horizontal trend lines, and maybe I want to make them just gray because those are just areas of support and resistance. No, I'm going to make it, I'm going to make them boxes, gray boxes. Just very dark gray boxes to have them nicely put on those areas. So like from here to here, and then we have another area that is potentially a key area from here to here. So a lot of turbulence is to be expected when we see price come back in those areas, because this is where biases are going to change again, where a lot of Bitcoin and contracts are going to start opening and closing, and anything, basically anything could happen. Key areas in these levels, and this is where I'm going to use a gray ray, just almost the same color, will be on the largest area of the volume node. I think that makes most sense from a trader's perspective. There we go. So, how do you like this, guys? I know it's a lot to take in. So remember, the gray boxes are very easy for you to find on the chart. This is where most of the moves have taken place. Okay, there are 2 of them in this entire run up. Each and every one of those boxes could potentially be an area of a big turnaround. So breaking the boxes just leads to the area of potential bullish or bearish divergence. The lower one is, again, Jesus, the lower one is for the 5-hour chart. The higher one is for the 3-hour chart. Okay? And now the low area, this one stands for all the charts, all the time frames, doesn't really matter. Potentially, I do believe, I strongly believe that once in this area, there is going to be another push up, and then we're gonna have to, oh my God, I keep making those nasty drawings. Jesus, what is wrong with me? It's because of my girlfriend. It's because of my girlfriend. Just blame her, guys. Don't blame me. So yeah, this is the mess that's actually presented itself right now. Play it safe. Go slowly. Remember, just trade level by level and keep your positions safe. It's very easy to be losing a lot of money, especially when you jump on the hype train. We've seen this yesterday. One day, you know, you need to go against the hype. The other day, you need to go with the hype. It's a flip of the coin, and it doesn't mean a thing. It's never ever going to really help you make an educated decision. These are the levels that are actually going to work for you. And remember, keep your positions safe. These boxes are very nice areas to use for breakouts. If for instance, price goes out of this gray box here at about, let's say, 46,800, you could take a little bit of a breakout long and just wait until it stalls and just take your profit. You know, it doesn't matter. Profit is profit. All right, last code of the day, because we're almost gonna get ready to wrap it up, right? So WO-892FR. It's a French code. WO-892FR. Cool. Now, the gray boxes, like I said, very nice areas to make a little bit of a breakout trade. But remember, breakout trades are just in and out as quickly as possible, especially because as soon as it breaks out, we're in a potential area of bearish divergence. Okay, so don't take too much of a risk. On the other hand, if price moves up and it rejects this area, this is where we can be expecting a stronger push to the downside. Maybe here on these areas, a little bit of support and resistance before price makes a decision to move either further back down or more up again. So this is how I would play this area, potentially also this area. Remember the difference, the 3-hour chart. This is the 5-hour chart. And then, of course, down below here, remember that we have this huge volume node sitting over here. So again, I do suspect strongly that there is going to be a rejection from this area, potentially making a higher low, if by any chance we manage to see price this low. But this is where I would not be holding on to a short at all. Best is, if you're holding on to a short, take full profit in this area. And like I said, you don't have to follow exactly to the T what I'm saying. I'm just thinking out loud how I would be setting up my strategy for this this crazy area. Just to give you a reminder and an example that it's better to take profit and pocket your profit rather than thinking, it's probably going to do this and it's going to go even more and I could have so much more profit. You know, this is greed. This is greed talking, and this is what gets you in the end of the day. Okay, so just be very careful. We have a completely unexpected situation, and we have to deal with it right now. This is just the way it is. Okay, so this is more or less it. Gil, can you read the levels? Because otherwise, take a pen and pencil and I will read them for you. But remember, do your technical analysis every time again for yourself, okay? I don't want to be responsible of calling targets and saying prognosis and stuff, because, you know, all these things are just personal opinions, right? These levels, they do change over time, and every time something major happens to the chart, this is where you have to reanalyze these things to see where they shifted towards. Of course, those levels, the gray ones, they are not going to move because they are the huge volume nodes. I can tell you these if you like. But the green, the yellow, and the yellow underneath, those ones are RSI levels. So potential bearish divergences on these levels. You know what? The top box, I'm going to make it orange because the green line actually, or no, I'm going to make the top box yellow. Let me clean this up. And in the meanwhile, guys, if you have some other questions, thank you, Bruno. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Gil, you got them? Okay, awesome. Awesome, super happy. So you know what? I'm going to make this one orange so that we can still see the difference in layers. And then the green line over here, this was the prior all-time high, which if we see a retracement happening, this area is also going to be very key to see some sort of reaction off of, which is also very interesting. And I just wanted to mention this. I just noticed that. That is how this yellow box, which has been based on RSI levels, actually lines up with this local high over here. So yeah, potentially this yellow box, if price actually pierces down there, there is going to be a strong reaction over here. So yeah, hold ready for this. Yeah, I think this is kind of how I would set up for the day. And then I will wish you the best of luck, guys. Be very careful. Take care of your friends and family. Take care of each other. Oh, I almost forgot. We forgot to look at the dollar. Jesus. I've been so focused on what Bitcoin has been doing. Like literally, I was with a 100% wow factor. Like OMG, WFT, WTH, no, WTF, WTH, what the hell did I say? WFT, oh my god. See, that's how much it actually really impressed me. Now the dollar, hey, look at this. Look at what the dollar has been doing. Major dump on the dollar. Crazy dump. And then looking at this one here, what do we have? Crazy bullish divergence. So yeah, you know, there are so many mixed signals. There have been some, you know, not really, how do you say, correlated moves. Like over here, price has been going up as the dollar has also been moving up. So the inverse correlation completely out the window. But now we see this huge dump in the dollar action. And what happened on the Bitcoin chart, we have this huge pump. So potentially a lot of dollars have been pumped into Bitcoin. And looking at how the dollar is just setting up for a major bullish divergence, like the ones we have not seen in a long time. Even here on the 5-hour chart, you can see like a nice lower low already being printed, while the lower low on price action is still quite some ways away. It's not been played out, as you can see. It still has not rejected this area. but potentially it is there. So yeah, guys, this is really an interesting situation that we are setting up for again. Um, exactly, Bruno. Exactly. For a very long time, especially during the pandemic. When the pandemic started in March last year, we have seen a declining value in dollar while Bitcoin was just going up and up and up and, you know, moving with an inverse correlation, like almost to the T. What you could do was just do like Alt I on the dollar, and you just had the Bitcoin chart. Just inverse it, and it was exactly the Bitcoin chart. Now, since New Year, slowly the two have been decoupling a little bit, slowly but surely. So yeah, the only thing I liked to do was look at E-mini futures, because those are literally inverse correlated. The dollar is the only currency that E-mini futures or the S&P 500 actually trades against, and you can actually see these correlations still being present. But now this big move, obviously a lot of money has shifted hands or shifted gears into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Also the dominance, the Bitcoin dominance. Wow, it has just taken a crazy pump right there. At From the same likings, you know, it's almost the same pattern. Oh, no, this is not the dominance. I'm so sorry. This is CMEs. Yeah, that's why it looks the same. Right here, we have seen the dominance go up, but right now the dominance has taken a dump, but like really a big dump. So I suspect that a lot of Bitcoins are gonna start trickling down into the altcoin market. And like looking at Compound is looking rather not sure if I would say strong just yet. Maybe on the higher time frames it's looking better. Yeah, on the higher time frames it's starting to look like something. Look at Uniswap. Uniswap usually is pretty strong. Where's my RSI? Come on. Ah, there you are. Okay. Yeah. Uniswap looks like it's also ready for a nice recovery. Linky has also had a very bad series of days. But again, I'm not quite there yet. It's starting to look better. Let's call it that. It's starting to look better because this is more or less the area, the local low area coming from this section over here. RSI looks like it's recovering. Yeah, Bruno, you know, I have already spent some time after at the end of live streams spending some time explaining some indicators, and you know, with all the madness in the charts, I just, you know, I can't seem to get away from it. But what my plan is, what I'm trying to do, is I'm going to cut all these end pieces out, and I'll post them as just a series of tutorial videos, and I'll make a playlist containing those, so it's a lot easier for you guys to find them. But yeah, I understand that it would be a really good thing to have those videos just be present as a reference if you want to refresh yourself a little bit on RSI. I even did a video on shapes like head and shoulder patterns and stuff. Also candlestick bars, how they work and what the idea behind candle bars are, all these things. So yeah, I need to spend some time in cleaning this up and getting it posted to you guys. But yeah, it's a work in progress. But yeah, I find it also very important to share this. Yeah, Charles, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think I think it could be as helpful as possible. Let's see. Dot, polka dot. Let's do the polka. Polka dot is looking actually really good. One that has been surprising me incredibly is Elrond. Elrond just doesn't give a flying F. Like literally, I don't know, it was a week ago. I don't know, can't remember who told me like, hey, have a look at Elrond. We were sitting right here, and like I said, like this looks like a very healthy chart, and oh my god, look at this madness. Elrond seems to be the one where nobody has taken its money out and filtered it into Bitcoin. It's crazy. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's from here on out, let's just stick to the technical analysis. This is what this channel is all about, and I'll swear on my soul, never ever to read any more of those hype messages and announcements, because as you can see, it's either way, whether you're against it or for it, it's very easy to get caught up. And that's the trap. That's the trap for the day trader. This is yeah, this is where you really could go out in the mist and completely miss the point. The indicators, the levels, your strategy, your setup, it's a game of chess. And it's not a poker game where you're trying to bluff your way in and out. So yeah, let's all put this as a big reminder somewhere on top of our walls. And remember, everyone can make mistakes. The thing is, you have to handle it and you have to deal with them. Yeah, Charles. Yeah, really, it just depends what you want to do. If you're a long-term hodler and stuff, it's really fun to have those hype messages and things because it warms your heart. And if price really goes down, then you see those FUD thingies explaining why that happened, and still, it enforces a little bit your character on holding your coins, or saying like, yeah, maybe I need to look more down because it's gonna be time to DCA again. But all these things, they just don't apply to us. And yeah, let's just stick to what we know and what we do, and that's yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy, Charles. I'm happy for you. And remember, it's a steep learning curve, and everybody eventually is going to have a trade go against themselves. Eventually, even the best of us, we all deal with it eventually. There are tricks to mediate your losses, to make sure that you can manage the trade gone wrong a little bit better. And I'm still trying to set up like a concrete set of rules and stuff. I'm still experimenting with tricks and possibilities, ways to manage your position. And once I really have all this like down to a science, I'm going to make some videos about it as well. Probably keep them a little more private because it's YouTube and I don't want to get sued. All right, last code of the day. There we go, guys. Have it in your pocket. WO-RBXCT. RBXCT. Yes, Charles. Hashtag take profit. This is going to be our new motto. Whatever we do, hashtag take profit. Beautiful. I love it. So, guys, it's been a real pleasure having you guys in the chat once again. And as you can see, I'm honest about whatever happens. This is the main idea of this channel. If shit goes wrong, then at least, we are man enough to stand up for whatever happened, and we just try to learn out of it, because it's a never ending learning experience. And if you cannot really handle that, then yeah, potentially you're in the wrong market. And maybe you're just trying to fool yourself into thinking you are more than God knows what. But we are all human, and everybody can make a boo-boo. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Remember, same time, same channel, 12:30 UTC. I will be here as honest and as straight as possible for you guys. And you guys, make sure you're there. Remember, zap over always to the live section of the stream. It's so much more fun to have you guys chatting. Also, don't be afraid to chat amongst each other. The more the community is rolling, the more I love it, because that's what I'm really wanting to go for. I don't want to be that big shot guy that tries to pretend to be all perfect and all knowing. No, it's a never ending learning curve. And if you have something go against you, this is the best learning opportunity ever. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's see how this entire craziness did play out, because I'm really curious to see where it is going to go. I'm not going to say my opinion. Probably you all know what I'm thinking. But yeah, let's wait and see tomorrow. I think very exciting times are ahead of us. But yeah, let's go level by level. Keep it safe, keep it real, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.